There was once a boy named Joseph who studied at a university. In his class, there was also a girl named Jennifer. Both were living their lives. Normally, Joseph never cared about Jennifer, and Jennifer never paid attention to him. Yet, Joseph was a very capable student. His assignments were always excellent. His mind was sharp, and he could understand even those things which the professor only mentioned briefly. One day, Joseph managed to get one of his assignments solved without wasting his own time. Now, since he and Jennifer had no connection or relationship, if Jennifer were to ask Joseph directly for help with her assignments, he would surely refuse. So, Jennifer decided to find another way. She asked one of her friends to whisper to Joseph that Jennifer often praised him. Hearing this, Joseph felt happy and started looking for opportunities to talk to Jennifer. Just 2 days later, Joseph began doing Jennifer's assignments regularly, spending hours of his own time. The reason for sharing this story is simple. It shows that the first weakness of men is getting involved with women too easily. Their desire for attention from women becomes so strong that they lose their logical thinking. Many men end up being fooled this way. We see this often on social media, where countless men keep commenting under girls' posts, praising them, hoping that their words will impress someone. But in reality, it doesn't work because many others are already doing the same thing. By acting like this, you blend into the crowd of hundreds who have nothing better to do than write exaggerated compliments just to gain attention. Ironically, instead of endless praise, sometimes criticism gains more attention because very few dare to do that. So, understand this clearly. Chasing women blindly is not only a mistake, but also a sign of weakness. When men get caught in this trap, they end up being used, achieving nothing in return, and eventually lowering their own self-worth. It damages their confidence and spoils their quality of life. The second weakness of men is having a limited and negative outlook toward the world. For example, some think, "Why should I compliment my wife? She has never complimented me." This mindset makes their married life dull and lifeless. Similarly, at work, they might think, "Why should I ask my boss for a promotion? Surely he will insult me. He only gives promotions to those who flatter him." Because of this belief, such people never get promoted and continue working for the same salary for years. The same thinking applies to friendships. Some men tell themselves, "If I don't have friends, it's fine." Friends will only betray me, humiliate me, or abandon me when I need them. Why should I trust anyone? I can manage alone. This is why such men fail to build real friendships, and as a result, they end up complaining about boredom and a lack of joy in life. Their mindset is such that they don't even see the point of improving themselves. For example, they think, "Why should I exercise or build my body? Who is even going to see it?" In the end, everyone has to turn to dust after death, so what's the use? No matter what the subject is, these men always take the negative route. They don't stop at criticizing others. They go further and blame the whole world, saying the world's attitude is bad. Good people like us always suffer while the world treats us unfairly. Even when they do make friends, those friends are often just like them, lazy, unmotivated, and negative. Together, they spend time condemning everything, the system, society, and life itself. But in reality, they have no real desire to change themselves. They make no effort, cling to their negativity, and yet still feel superior to others. This false sense of superiority keeps them weak because it stops them from succeeding in life and prevents them from having any meaningful role in society. As a result, their social value remains very low. The third weakness that holds men back is the negative use of media and movies. Many waste endless hours watching films good, bad, or outright rubbish, which only drains their time and energy. This habit lowers productivity and stops them from giving 100% focus to their work. The same is true for social media. When used negatively, such as constantly chasing friendships with women, following Instagram models, or mindlessly scrolling social media, slowly ruins men's lives. The fourth weakness that makes men appear small is the habit of not standing up against disrespect. When someone insults you and you stay silent, you send them a message. It's okay to treat me this way. Once that message is sent, the cycle repeats. The same person will do it again, and others watching will start to believe it's acceptable as well. Disrespect grows when it goes unchallenged. A small joke at your expense today becomes a harsh insult tomorrow. What begins as a minor humiliation can quickly become a pattern, simply because you failed to set boundaries. That's why the moment someone tries to belittle you, whether through words, gestures, or actions, you must respond. Sometimes, a calm but firm response is enough. Other times, stronger action may be necessary. But silence should never be the answer. People who humiliate others often do it for enjoyment or power. They test limits to see how much they can get away with. If you allow it once, you've given them permission to continue. Worse still, bystanders, friends, colleagues, strangers will start to lose respect for you. They'll think, if he doesn't even respect himself, why should we respect him? And soon, more people will follow the same behavior. This is why protecting your dignity is non-negotiable. Respect doesn't come automatically. It is earned and reinforced by how you handle yourself in difficult situations. Defending yourself doesn't mean shouting or fighting. Often, it simply means standing tall, looking someone in the eye, and making it clear, I do not tolerate disrespect. It can also mean walking away from people who refuse to treat you with value. Always remember, the world treats you the way you allow it to. If you accept disrespect, it will continue. But if you set clear boundaries and defend your self-worth, people will quickly learn that you are not someone to be walked over. Respect, once established, becomes a shield. And a man who values his own dignity will always be valued by others. The fifth weakness that makes men appear small is the constant comparison with other men. Comparison is like a silent poison. It eats away confidence slowly and leaves behind nothing but jealousy and frustration. Take the example of Seth. He spends most of his time looking at other men and feeling inadequate. When he sees Henry, he feels a wave of jealousy rise within him. Why? Because Henry is confident, he speaks well, and he has a sense of humor that makes him the center of attention at every gathering. Instead of being inspired by Henry's qualities, Seth only feels resentment, telling himself that life has been unfair to him. Then comes Peter. Seth cannot even stand being around him because Peter is tall. That's it, nothing more. His height alone makes Seth feel insecure. Then there's James, attractive, intelligent, well-dressed, and successful. James has a great job, owns a car, and is respected in society. Seth looks at him and thinks, why does he have everything while I have nothing? Even David doesn't escape Seth's bitterness. David's wife is educated, graceful, and beautiful, and this alone becomes a reason for Seth to dislike him. Piece by piece, Seth begins to resent almost every man in his circle. Why? Simply because each of them has something he doesn't. But here is the truth. None of these men were born with supernatural powers. None of them descended from the sky with success in their pockets. The difference is simple. They worked hard, while Seth didn't. Henry built his confidence by speaking up, by practicing, by learning from mistakes. Peter may have been blessed with height, but his presence and respect came from the way he carried himself. James earned his job through effort, persistence, and skill. David's wife chose him because he proved himself to be worthy, educated, and responsible. Seth, however, never put in the effort. He never worked hard to change his circumstances. Instead of chasing growth, he chased excuses. Instead of admiring others' discipline, he comforted himself with jealousy. He kept repeating, "I can never be handsome. I will never be successful. Everyone else is just lucky, but I'm cursed with bad luck." This is the mindset that destroys men from the inside. Blaming luck is easy. It makes you feel like a victim while saving you from the pain of accountability. But blaming fate never changed anyone's life. What men like Seth fail to admit is that their so-called bad luck is simply the result of their own habits. Hours wasted on Instagram reels, meaningless YouTube pranks, and endless scrolling have replaced the time that could have been invested in skill, growth, or discipline. Their failures don't come from destiny. They come from laziness and lack of effort. Remember this: when you compare yourself to others, you lose twice. First, because you waste energy focusing on what you don't have instead of building what you can have. And second, because jealousy blinds you to the truth that success is always built, never handed down. The men Seth envies are not extraordinary by birth. They are ordinary men who made extraordinary efforts. So the real question isn't why do they have what I don't? The real question is, why am I not willing to work for the things I want? Remember this: acknowledging someone's luck is easy, but accepting their hard work is difficult. That's why most people dismiss others' success as mere luck instead of appreciating the effort they put in. Meanwhile, when it comes to their own failures, they quickly blame fate. They never admit that their failure comes from wasting hours watching Instagram reels, YouTube pranks, or useless vlogs. They ignore the fact that avoiding hard work after every small setback is the real reason they don't succeed. So in reality, their problem is not bad fate. It is their own mindset and habits. The sixth weakness that weakens men is their poor body posture. You might have noticed some people whose presence immediately grabs attention because the way they walk, stand, or carry themselves makes them look confident, almost like a hero. The secret behind their attractiveness lies in their posture. Confident men don't slouch, look nervous, or walk as if they want to disappear. They don't seem lost or ashamed. Instead, they carry themselves like they own the space they are in. Their walk shows self-assurance, not hesitation. If your body language is weak, then it's something you must improve. A confident posture, standing tall, walking with purpose, and moving with balance improves not only how others see you, but also how you feel about yourself. And if this message has helped you, let us know in the comments. Your feedback motivates us. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss upcoming videos. Also, Tell us in the comments what topics you'd like to see covered next. I'll be happy to make content on them. God bless you.